Okay, so I have a little intro. I'm just going to go ahead and read it now while people are still getting on, okay?
Sure.
Here we go. I'd like to welcome you all this morning to our Toolkit Tuesday. Today we have Mark Porter. Mark Porter is a 25-year veteran of the real estate industry. By the age of 23, he averaged 52 transactions a year with a 10-day market time and a 99% list to sales price ratio. Mark's animated, humorous, and engaging teaching style will leave you with practical tools and the motivation needed to take action and implement. So welcome, Mark Porter.
Well, good to be here, Christy. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Well, this is a little bit of an insight or preamp to what we're going to do next month. We've got a 2-day GRI technology class coming up. And I thought I'd just pull a few things out of that class that were exciting and share those with you for the next, hour or so, Christy?
Yep.
Okay. And I'm glad you're here. Do you want me to go ahead and begin or give them a minute or two?
Let's give them a minute or two. We only got 30 people on so far, and we had like 80 some signed up. So,
does anybody have any technical questions or real estate technology or best practices questions? I'm happy to answer those while we're waiting.
Please feel free to unmute yourself.
Yeah, and you hitting any brick walls lately?
Can I ask a quick question about the GRI class?
Sure.
If I've already gotten my GRI, I took it years ago, and so maybe the same, different things are taught. Can I still take it?
Oh, of course, you may. A lot of people repeat GRI and CRS classes, very common. Yeah, what I even taught last year at GRI in Nebraska was different than what I'm going to teach this year.
Okay.
Whatever the coolest is.
It's half price, Sandy.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you knew that or not. Yeah, if you already have your GRI, you get it's $90 for the class.
Okay. Well, I was thinking, I just saw the email for that this morning.
Perfect.
Didn't I? Yeah, there it is. Okay. Yep, it came out this morning. All right, thank you.
Sure.
On the screen now, you can see the page at the association's website where it selected GRI 106 technology, and that's the class coming up. It's going to be split into 4 mornings, the 17th through the 18th and the 22nd and 23rd. So I think we're sitting about 3 or 4 hours a day, 4 times. So it's a 2-day class. We're just trying to break it up a little bit for your mind's sake. All right.
Okay. Got somebody that wants the link that didn't sign up, so hang on. Do that.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Those of you just joining us, inside the chat window, I've just posted the outline for today's session. Lots of details and step-by-steps of what I'll be going through quite quickly. Where'd Christy go?
I got somebody that wants to come to the class that didn't sign up. So.
Okay, just let me know when to start and I'll roll. By the way, are there any technical questions while we're waiting?
Why don't you check in about noon, Jim, and see where you are and see if it's on and what have you before we cancel? Okay, that'd be great.
Okay, let's go ahead and get started, Mark.
Wonderful. Well, welcome to Toolkit Tuesdays, where you can get more informed each and every week at the association. I'm going to start out technology wise. We're going to look at some of the most popular computers in our business. The highest rated laptop right now is that MacBook Pro. Now there's two major choices when you're looking at a MacBook Pro. One is the 13-inch and then there's 15-inch. So I think there might even be a 17-inch. I'm not a big Mac user, but I can't deny that it's hitting the top of the reviews today. So check out the MacBook Pro 13. It's about the size of an 11-inch laptop now that the screen's getting out to the edge. So those invisible edges mean the screen's larger, so the computer doesn't have to be as big.
Christy, I don't know how I got out of here, but I clicked on his link and now I can't find you.
Go ahead and minimize your PDF file that you opened, and we should be right behind that.
Okay. You go on.
Okay. So, here's another trick in Zoom. If you're using one monitor, sometimes everything gets hidden by whatever you happen to pop into at the time. So you can move between those open programs by hitting Alt-Tab. Hold down Alt, Tab, and you should bounce between open programs. So you can keep bouncing until you find us again and then release. Alt-Tab. So on the screen, you see the Dell XPS 13, and this thing has been in the number 1 or 2 position for 6 years. And I didn't have any reason to buy a new one because I bought one of these when they first came out 6 years ago, but I had it for 5 years and I've never had a laptop that long. So I went ahead and bought a new one. And Linda, my wife, still uses the older one and it works great. Really ahead of its time and very light. It's about 2.5 pounds. It's a very portable machine and goes really fast. A component about it going really fast is today's computer. The bottleneck in a computer today is not, the CPU. It's not the memory or RAM. It's usually the hard drive. So they have a new style hard drive called SSD, a solid state hard drive, and an SSD is just chips. It's like RAM, so it's much faster than a traditional spinning platter hard drive that we're all know and love and been using for a couple of decades. Solid state is also good because in a laptop, because one of the things laptops are prone to is little damage because of a jarring. You drop your laptop while it's running and that hard drive is going to crash. So a solid state drive is much more, performs much better under that kind of stress than of traditional spinning platter hard drives. So if you're shopping for a desktop or a laptop computer today, think SSD. And then maybe you want to think about size, like how many file cabinets do you need to keep your digital items like movies and videos and flyers and pictures. So hard drive space, and I would really recommend at least 1 terabyte of hard drive space on your laptop today. So when you're acquiring a new laptop, 1 terabyte. If you're getting a new desktop, I think you could go with 4 terabytes just because the desktop SSD drives are much cheaper because they're not as small. Another thing you see on the stats here for these different choices, you see the 10th generation Intel, i3, i7, i7, and there's usually an i5 in there too. So I would, i3, I don't know that I would head down that direction, but I would head down the i5 or i7 direction for the highest performance. So this is the 10th generation CPU for PCs, and there's a little engine, a 3, there's a big engine, a 7. So keep in mind, that's the speed at which it all happens is the CPU. Another thing pointed out here is the memory or RAM. Think of memory or RAM as like when you open a file on your file cabinet and you put that up on your desk and you're working with all this stuff on your desk. Well, if you have a really small desk, you got to put stuff away to get more stuff out. And so your computer's laboring a little bit doing that. If you have a really big desktop, then you can have a lot of stuff open or out at one time, meaning I got MLS open, I got Top Producer open, I got Word open, no problem, because I have a large desktop. So a large desktop today would be, a medium-sized desktop today would be a 16 gigabyte of memory, and 32 would be what you'd want if you like, say you do a little video editing. You'd want 32 gigs of memory for your RAM or memory. Any questions about those types of specs for computers? Happy to answer your questions if you like. No, good, okay. Now, where do I go when I'm about to buy a computer or somebody asks me, hey, is this computer okay? Is this one good? I go over to laptopmag.com. So when checking out laptops, I go to Laptop Mag. It's like the magazine. That's a great source of reviews. You can see different categories of 17-inch, 13-inch, most portable, best economical laptop, great resource there. And then you add to it, you head on over to CNET. And CNET looks at the laptops and the reviews in all those different categories, depending on what your priorities are. If money's no object, it's this one. If money's a considerable object, then it's this one. So you can use those same resources that I use to pick those laptops. That's CNET and Laptop Magazine, and of course, Consumer Reports. Consumer Reports will cost you a couple of bucks to access for a year, maybe 19 or 20, 40 bucks, I don't know, somewhere in there. But I certainly like it. I sometimes I'll take these reports and share them to my consumers or sphere of influence. When I see a great product that might be good for the people that live around me and in the neighborhood, I sometimes share those things. So check out Consumer Reports. And here you can see the Dell XPS still pretty much towards the top and the Mac's a little bit higher.
Lid.
And on the chat window too, if you're just joining us, let me put another, if you don't see it, there's a manual for today's class, an outline with some steps and tricks. You can go ahead and download that. It's a PDF file. Feel free to do so. It's in the chat window. Then we see on the screen the iPhone 12 Pro. That's probably my favorite phone this year. But if I was sitting at a 10 or 11, I probably wouldn't bother. You know, 10 and 11 are real close to this. One thing the 12 is going to get you is an even better camera, which these things have fabulous cameras to begin with. But the image stabilization is pretty good. And that 3D effect, you know, how you see some people, they're able to take a picture and you can move around in that picture. That's really good this year on the 12 Pro. But again, if I was sitting at an iPhone 10 or an 11, I wouldn't bother. But if you're something older than that, it might be a great time to adapt. Oh, one feature this iPhone 12 gets you that the prior iPhones don't have is the 5G, this latest version of internet out there across the country. Oh, somebody mentions they had issues with the 11, the speakerphone, and no resolution from Apple. Yeah, that's a possibility. If you do a Google search in YouTube for iPhone repair, there's a guy in New York that's really, really reasonable about fixing iPhones and Mac computers when Apple say they can't. You might want to push Apple or look for that guy on YouTube. Another piece of hardware or technology that would be really good for us today is a ring light. And here's one for a mere, what, 26, 27 bucks. Let me give you the link to this so you don't have to go digging. Let's see, image text, here it is, copy. And I'm going to put that in the chat window. No, didn't copy. Hold on a sec. Text. Copy. There it is. So down in the chat window, you see a link right to Amazon where this light is. It's just a really good value. It's got bright, and you can go up and down for the lighting effectiveness. It also has more of a yellow or gold mode, and then it has a striking blue mode for that pure. And right now what you're seeing is you're seeing me with that light, but it's set halfway in between. So it's a little bit gold, a little bit 500K. When they talk about Kelvins, it's the color temperature. But it's a good light. And if you wanted to, you could put your phone on it. I popped that thing off and mounted it to the back of my monitor. And so it goes up and down with my desktop. Any questions or thoughts about that? Does anybody have one?
There's one in the comment, Mark. Somebody
Oh,
made
yeah.
a comment.
Agree on the ring light, easy to liven up your picture. Absolutely. You just, today that first impression out there is in Zoom. So, look good to your peers and to your cohorts in the class and things like that. Another thing, I find myself using my phone a lot for video. There's, kind of two types of videos we use in our real estate company. And one is that formal video where we have lighting and a 5-point lighting system, and it's kind of formal, and we got a mic on and everything. But out and about, these are my most popular videos, though.
Outside box was so full, he had to take our mail inside.
I'm going to go ahead and mute you, Janice. So when I'm out and about and, you're down at the local restaurant or at some other place where people are stuck at home, when you go there, you could share a little bit of that experience. And we call those in the moment videos. So we do a lot of those today, and we end up using our phones. It's just, in the trenches. We're right here live right now. Those people at home can share our experience and kind of feel like they got out. Well, then we added this. This is the DJI Osmo 4, and it's a device that keeps the camera steady. It keeps the phone very steady. So if I'm moving around or if I'm walking through a house to do a tour, then it becomes steady. That's what the phone doesn't have compared to your DSLRs or your better cameras or specific cameras. So that gimbal is just a really good approach to keep the camera steady. And somebody said, Bill says, I have this DJI gimbal and it's great. It just takes a bit to learn all the techie how-tos. Yes, it is a little bit to master, but once you get it, you start using it and you really look like a pro when you're doing a tour or walking through a place or even at a restaurant or some other social function. And then this thing, I can't believe 10 years later, I'm still talking about this scanner. This is the latest version of the Fujitsu ScanSnap. And maybe even 15 years ago, I was teaching a CRS celebrations class where I had these 3 really big shot real estate agents. I was monitoring for the audience, and I was asking them, what's the coolest piece of hardware that you've got? And they all 3 of them said this. And so I bought one way back when, but I immediately thought, why do you need a scanner? Don't you have a multifunction printer you can pop your papers on and scan? Well, once I got it, I figured it out. I could take my 16-page contract and addenda and pop it in the Hewlett-Packard multifunction printer and pop the same thing in the Fujitsu ScanSnap. Before the first paper that came out of the Hewlett-Packard, this thing would be done. It would be done. PDF file in front of me, no brainer, only one button, easy to use, and it's instantly a PDF file. And Peg says, I have this scanner for years, love it. Yeah, everybody here in the office has one too, and everybody loves their Fujitsu. So again, 15 years later, I still feel it's the best $400 I ever spent on hardware in my real estate business. Really valuable. So consider that. Do you want the link to that? I guess I can grab that for you. Hold on a sec. And here it is. Oh, and it's $369 today. A little cheaper. Where's the text? There it is. And I'll put that down in the chat window. And there's a link to the Fujitsu ScanSnap. Where else am I going? I find if you go pop over to realtor.org or nar.realtor, depending on which approach you take to get there. And while you're logged in, if you go to the Realtor Benefits Program, you should go visit that every couple of weeks. Put a task on your task list because they have lots of cool deals on technology. And I've gotten $150 off on a Dell laptop. I got a great website for about 80, 60, it's about $35 a month. And it's normally about $80 a month from Playster, but lots of cool stuff pop up there. So don't make that a stranger. Go check that thing out. The Realtor Benefits section of nar.realtor. Another one I find some cool resources on is the sponsor and partners page at crs.com. So you're just going over to crs.com, the CRS designation, GRI designation, very similar. And you check out, they have a resource page just like NAR. Check it out. Another popular one is Fiverr. Anybody using Fiverr? Do you mind sharing what you used it for this last time or one time? Sure.
Yeah, just recently I used it for a Facebook ad, but I have also used it for, I had them design a logo for me, and they did all the artwork. And I mean, could choose, he made 6 of them. I could send it back as many times as I wanted to. Included the, what's that special file you have to have for some things?
Oh, a Photoshop file?
No, can't think of the word, but he made it all different things. It was a JPEG, a PNG, everything anyone would ever need. And it was $125.
Nice.
So it's been great. And the Facebook was 60, and he did 2 different ads for me. I'll get the text messages, and it's all sponsored.
Doug, were you referencing they did a resume for you? And then Bill says, use Fiverr several times. I love the graphic arts work. Very reasonable and fast. Yeah, that's it. It's fast. I could sit there and work, graphic arts myself, but man, I could be there 2 weeks and where I could have sold a house or just, it's great to farm it out, not have employee responsibilities, but outsource some of these projects that we're doing. Check out Fiverr. I really think you'll find it a really cool thing to do. They do really good jobs on logos. Thank you, Grace and Rhonda. Yep, very good. Mod Virtual. This is the new popular virtual assistant. So these guys are into real estate. This is all they do. And so they have people dedicated to Top Producer or dedicated to WordPress or dedicated to Playster websites. All the different, they have their specialties. So you can imagine even you or your assistant, if you worked on flyers all day, every day, you get pretty good at it. Well, that's what you get here is you get people that are really good at what they do. And so you wouldn't work with one person, but you might work with 5 different people to help you outsource parts of your job, parts of your workflow, so you didn't have to get bogged down with it. Whether it's from accepted offer to close tracking, that's done at Mod, but check out Mod Virtual. Then here's a really big company, formerly Elance, now called Upwork, where if I'm doing something, that requires some real professionalism, like maybe write a book or help me turn a book into a class, or have them put up a WordPress website for me, and they create it, storyboard it, put it all up there, and then they hand it to me and I can edit and maintain it from there forward. Then I don't have that big curve of creating it from scratch. I just have to maintain it from there forward. This is a great place to find experts in the white collar area. Upwork. very similar to Fiverr too. You can see the people that are working with you. You can see their grades and how other people liked them or didn't like them. Were they on time? Were they not on time? Did they come in under budget, over budget, on budget? All those things. It's like looking at eBay in a sense. You can see all their history and how good they were to the prior person. This is that website I was referencing that I picked up at nar.realtor. It's Playster. It's a really good basic canned website for real estate, or I should say it's more like an empty shell. You buy this empty shell and you fill it full of life, your real estate business, your articles, your content, and breathe life into it. But it's inexpensive and it's easy to work with. So check out Playster. We've been using it now for about 5 years. Really enjoy it. Love the fact that it's real reasonable in price. We're on our second version. You can go to castlehillsrealestate.com to see. Let me type that address in. You can see our latest version. We converted it, gave it a facelift, I guess, a couple of weeks ago. Let's see, Castle Hill. Here we go. And that's down in the chat window. Somebody asked, how much is it? Let's go see what the latest pricing is. Playster.com. And let's see. Can everybody see the Playster in front of me, in front of you? Okay, good. So let me first get you the address in the chat window. Second, let's go to pricing and see what it says. Yes. So it's about $80 a month. But again, I would encourage you to go to realtor.org or nar.realtor and look at the pricing from there. There might be a bit of a discount buying it from a link from there. $80 a month. That's, I don't have all this fancy advanced or office builder. I just have this starter plan. Yeah, that's it. And just to take a quick look, I'll show you Castle Hills Real Estate. And this is our newly updated one. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Got a lot of places to put my stuff. I turn this function or feature on, turn this other one off. I can do a lot of different things. It obviously has IDX or MLS can support it and feed the properties into it. We also post our videos there. I'll try to show you a little bit more about that as the day goes on or the moment goes on. So they really do a good job. Oh, yeah. What's the cost? Okay. And then here, so this is a page in Playster on our website, castlehillsrealestate.com. And you can see our video down there. So what I'd like to do is just give you a bonus here, walk you through how you take a video and post it in your web page. And the approach that I'm taking here with Playster is very similar to any other canned website, real estate website, or even WordPress is very similar too. So if you just get the gist down, you can go and apply what you've learned here today to your website. So how did I get that video there? Well, first, we took the video. We took a camera and we got a light and we watched Linda take, looks like The Price is Right, or is it? And that was the topic matter. We filmed that video and then we uploaded it to YouTube. Why do we do that? Well, not necessarily that we want people to go to YouTube to watch our videos. We do it because they're a free host. You don't have to pay to host videos there. So you just sign up for a channel and create that channel and upload videos. So when a video is there uploaded by you, and you can do this with other people's videos, but mostly you want to do it with your own, you can hit that share button. And you've probably used that before in the past to share like maybe with Facebook or something like that. But you hit that share button and this pops up. Now, I don't know if you ever noticed the first icon when you hit share, it says embed. That's what you're looking for. You want to embed this video over to your website. Anywhere you get this particular type of text and you place that text over there and now you can embed it. So watch how this happens. I click embed and it gives me this special text. It's called hypertext markup language. And wherever I put this text, if I put it in the right way, it will create a video wherever you put it. So I'm going to hit copy. You with me so far? Give me a nod if you are. Okay. You hit copy. And then I'm going to head on over to Playster and log into the, my login where I can edit my website. So I'm heading over to Playster. I'm logging in so I can edit my website. And then I'm going to click new page. And this is the same way you click new blog, new page, new blog, depending on which website company you're using. So I hit new page. And then everybody's got a special button. And what that button does is change it from what's called a WYSIWYG view. What you see is what you get, like a Word, Microsoft Word, it'd be kind of WYSIWYG, Publisher's WYSIWYG. But it changes it from normal to, and in this case, it's a chevron / and another chevron. But you hit that button, it changes to HTML mode. You have to be in HTML mode to paste HTML. Simple as that. So if you're in WordPress, it's called HTML. In some of the other websites that I've used, it's called source. But either way, you got a button on the toolbar that takes you into HTML mode. So you hit that button. I'm going to go ahead and hit it. And now it says view HTML. And if I had done anything, it would show me the HTML that I've done so far. I haven't done anything yet on the new page. I just hit paste. And there's that text I took from the share button. I'm going to pause for a moment. Just let that sink in. You got it? Okay. And then I hit update. And now the video appears where I pasted that text. That's how you place a video from YouTube into your website. Now, some of you look like you got it, but some of you don't. Go ahead and ask me a question. Janice, I'm going to go ahead and mute you. I can hear your background noise. No questions, no thoughts? Janice, you just unmuted yourself, so I'm going to mute you again.
Did you
Right.
see my question about BombBomb?
Oh, same with BombBomb. What do you mean, same with BombBomb? You can host your videos at BombBomb? Yeah.
I haven't started it yet. I'm just evaluating different options, and I didn't know if that's the same way that you would post from BombBomb.
Yes and no. Let's talk about that a second. When you think about search engine optimization, climbing up the search engine results. So if a stranger types in Lincoln, Nebraska real estate, you hope you come up number one. Well, how do you do that? Well, you have one, start with a good website. Two, get traffic on that website. Well, when somebody watches a video here on your webpage, you get credit in two places. You get credit on this webpage, and you get credit on your YouTube channel. And Google really likes that. So that means traffic in two places with one, killing a bird, one stone, two birds, one stone kind of thing. So it's really advantageous to use this approach where you're getting credit in your YouTube channel as well as your website. And then the reality is, why we buy BombBomb is so we can do the email thing. And so let me just show you how to do the email thing with YouTube, where you get the credit instead of BombBomb. I really think it's a major disadvantage to use BombBomb because it's not helping your search engine optimization. You're not getting the credit. So let me show you how to do it for free. And that's, take a screenshot of this picture. You know how to take a screenshot on a PC? It's a print screen, or hold down the Alt button, hit the print screen button in the upper right of your keyboard, print screen. And on a Mac, Command Control 4, I think it is. It puts you in that mode where you can do a screenshot. So do the screenshot, hit copy, and then you take it over to your favorite photo editing program, the one you're used to using, and crop out that picture. Snippet is better than screenshot, you bet. This is a pretty simple operation, though. You shouldn't have to really install another software program. But anyways, I take it to my photo editing program and I crop out just the video. You got that? We good? We'll crop out the video. And now I'll take that video and paste it in an email message. So I'll put my cursor down here and I'll hit paste. And there's the video. Now it's not live. It's kind of this is a trick of the mind. It's just a picture. And from our history, do we know we can hyperlink pictures? Yes. So you right click on a picture. And when you right click on a picture, there's a link button. Well, it depends on what you're using. This is Outlook that I'm showing you now. But in Gmail, it doesn't have the link button in the right click. In Gmail, it has the link button on the toolbar. And it's looked like a chain. So the toolbar button with a chain on it. So you hit the link button. And so I'm going to go ahead and mute you. And you see at the top, text to display, down at the bottom, it says address. So there's where I put the address of my web page with the video in it. So where am I going to get that address? So I'll go back to the web page, go up to the address bar and hit copy. You with me? Give me a nod if you are.
That's perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. So I hit copy. Then I come back to my email message and hit paste. So I paste that in there right there. And now that's hyperlinked. So I send out this mass email to everybody. And when they see it, they try to hit the play button. And don't kill the myth. It takes them right to your web page. And you get credit in two places, one on your YouTube channel and one on your web page. You get the credit, not BombBomb. Isn't that awesome? Give me a ooh. Here's a couple of tips, I guess, for using video. Every time we put a new listing on the market, we put this just listed and we do a video too. The same way we, copy the screenshot, crop out the picture and hyperlink back to our web page. So that's a mass email for a new listing. This is maybe a little bit of a trick. We're allowed 36 pictures in MLS. Does that make sense? We can put a listing in and we put 36 pictures. Well, the 36th picture I always put in is this one, that screenshot. Now, I can't put in a YouTube video in our MLS, and that could be different for you, but for me, I can't. They don't let you. So what I do is try to give the hint to any people that has access that there's a YouTube video out there. How do I do that? Last picture is always a picture of that screenshot, that YouTube video. And hopefully when you see it, you see one of my listings, you see, oh, I bet there's a video out there. I see that play button. And you go over to YouTube and look for it. Or you just Google search that address and you'll see that video pop up. Do that. That's really, we get a lot of hits on our listings because of that. It's good for search engine optimization. Here's another picture, or I guess another way we use video in our email is when you set up a showing on one of my listings. You remember, you know how you get a notification from the showing service? Well, I get that notification, I hit reply, and I put that video in that reply. And I say, hey, thanks for the showing appointment. Here's a video to tie you over. And every time we send that out, anytime somebody sets up a showing, we get 3 to 6 increases in the number of hits, which is awesome for my search engine optimization. So you must be sharing it with your buyers, or the buyer's looking at it, and maybe the spouse is looking at it, or the significant other. And then maybe even the realtor, the other side, is looking at it. That's a pretty cool one. Get some mileage out of that. Alicia, credit meaning boosting your search engine. Oh, I see. What does get your credit mean? Credit for Google. I mean, the whole goal in all this presence in different social media places and our website is so when the stranger goes up to Google and says, I'm looking for real estate in Lincoln, Nebraska, you pop up number 1. And you do that with search engine optimization, having a popular website, having a presence in YouTube, and having a good channel, and having a presence in Facebook and all those different places. That helps juice you in Google. Thank you, Carmen, for also addressing that. So there's a potential approach. Reply to showing appointments with the video. And then, one time I had a little trouble with the seller. We did a video and we published it, and they got a little upset. I guess they just didn't understand that, part of our marketing would be automatically video. And they thought, wow, somebody's going to see my house and case the joint and steal everything. But so from here forward, we've always done this. We've always sent a little message saying, hey, do you approve the video? Yes. Okay. Thank you. We're going to make that public now. And I've never had a problem since. It's just a little step that might keep you out of trouble. Yeah. Responding by saying, oh, well, you signed the listing contract that allows me to post the video is not a good response to most sellers. Each time we do these videos, usually it's going to show up in different places. We're going to have it show up and I've got 2 major presence on social media in Facebook. I have a group called Castle Hills Living, in which it's all about lifestyle and things going on in Castle Hills, our subdivision. And we just post many different things like you see here. Shelley Lane lives in the neighborhood. She's a famous country singer, and she played at El Patio, the grand opening for El Patio. And we went down to the fall showcase at the village shops, and we took some videos while we were down there. Again, we're stuck. All these people are stuck at home. When you share this with the neighborhood, you get a lot of hits. People love to see this. In-house, we call it in the moment videos. How many in the moment videos have you done this week? We talk about at the office meeting. So there's one approach, Castle Hills Living, the neighborhood, becoming the neighborhood expert, almost implying that you're the HOA. And I've given license or capability to different business owners to post in Castle Hills Living. Here you see Katrina, the local massage technician. She's allowed to post sales and coupons and or just a best wishes, as she's done here. Akira, the Raymond place, he's allowed to post in our Castle Hills Living. So we don't have to do all the work. We just got to know that we're number 1. So these folks that own businesses in this neighborhood, they want to post. They call me, often new ones call me and say, what's it cost to be able to do that? And I just allow them, let it do it for free. And it's taken off. It's gotten a lot of popularity because of it. So think about a neighborhood or a couple of neighborhoods, or maybe even a small town, and creating a page for that. Here's one where we do this art thing. Design Time is a place in here in Castle Hills where you can, where the adults can go drink wine and paint. The kids can, it's almost like a childcare in a sense, where the kids can go paint. But it's a real popular place in the neighborhood. And once a quarter, we sponsor a artist to go show their art over there. We pay for some wine and cheese and some beer and a little bit of munchies, and it's a hit. In fact, the second one we ever did, it was about 2.5 years ago, and we built a $3 million house off that lead. It made almost $100,000 in commission. Is that worth it? Heck yeah. Become the number one in the area. That's hyper local. That's current best practices. Then I don't know, here's a restaurant that likes to post TBD. And I don't know, I got time for some questions, but that pretty much concludes what I had for you today. So if, try this stuff. I have it all outlined in your book, in your PDF file. And if you like, come learn 2 days of it over at GRI 106 Technology on 17th from 9 to 12:30. And I'd love to show you even more. Any questions, any thoughts?
Very helpful. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, Mark. Thanks for commenting.
Actually, I'm attending your class next week, the 17th through the 18th. So I'm really looking forward to it.
All right. Welcome. Welcome. We got a few thank yous. Thank you. Thank you. You're welcome. It's difficult to go between Mac and PC. Yeah, it is. You get used to one and you kind of love it. It's what you're more comfortable with that you tend to be more productive with. So yeah, it's a tough one. A lot of people love their Macs, but a lot of people love their PCs, as I do. How about YouTube videos for realtors? How do you start that? Well, come on over to the GRI class. I got a whole big section on that. We're going to create a channel, and then we're going to fill that channel with beautiful content, give you lots of ideas of the kind of content you want to make and how long that video should be, no more than 2 minutes. Lots of different things that we're going to do. And very informative. Thank you. Thanks for the tips. You're welcome. You're welcome. How do you start that? Yeah, we're going to create the YouTube channel. I'm already signed up. Thank you, Alicia. We'll see you there. Any other questions? Happy to answer them.
Mark, do you do a lot of advertising on Pinterest?
No, we don't spend money on Pinterest, but we do spend money on Facebook. The bang for your buck is the highest in Facebook. But if you're a big Pinterest user, I wouldn't discount it, but we've placed our money in lots of different those places. We have a presence in 9 different social networking sites that we push everything out to. And the best bang for my buck, though, I think is about $100 a month I spend at Facebook.
So what are some of the other sites that you use?
Oh, if I bounce back here, look at this in the beginning. Remember this first page? There they are. We use face-to-face, not as much anymore, but that's that first logo. We use postcards. We use email. And then Internet Explorer represents our web page. And then we have 3 different presence in Facebook. That's me personally. That's Castle Hills Real Estate and Castle Hills Living. And then we have a presence or a channel in YouTube. We put everything out as a 140 character tweet. We use LinkedIn, Pinterest, and Instagram. All those. And that didn't happen overnight. Don't stress yourself out about this. Just get started in the order that I give you. In fact, that order is on the screen. Once you master Facebook, then move on and master Twitter and then LinkedIn or so. But you need a presence there. It's not about what you like. It's about what your sphere of influence likes. We started texting back and forth, not because we love text as realtors. We texted because the consumer demanded it. And so if the consumer demands you need a presence in Pinterest, you better get there. Corporate America demands you need a presence in LinkedIn. You better have a presence there. And you don't have to make this that complicated. You make your marketing effort like that Linda's video on pricing. She does that one video and it goes out to 10 different places. So we use that one marketing effort 10 different ways. And it's not because it's my preferred method of communication. It's because some people hang out on Twitter. Some people hang out on Facebook. Some people hang out on LinkedIn. Is the class 4 days, 9 to 12:30 each day? The class, yes, it is 4 days, 9 to 12:30 each day.
And we give you bathroom breaks.
You will get one mandatory bathroom break. No, you can, yes, you get some bathroom breaks. We'll break about every hour. Other comments or questions? See you on the 17th, Don. Thank you. Brandy's been advised to keep the Facebook page personal and create a business page. Totally agree. Sometimes something I'm doing might display that I'm in real estate, but it's not a sales pitch. So I'd use some techniques to have a presence in my personal page that's totally appropriate to being personal. But it does show that I'm a realtor. What's the cost of the class? Christy, can you help us with that?
Yep, I'm gonna do it right now.
Is it on that last page that I had? Let me take a peek.
I'm not sure if it is or not.
No, it wasn't. For the cost of the class, it's relatively free. The value you get. Oh, Christy says $199 if you're a designee. It's $199. And if you already have your GRI designation, it's only $90.
And 12 hours of CE.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to it. I hope to see. I got so much to share with you. I can't contain myself. And I wish I was there, where we could drink a beer and watch the chickens outside of Christy's house.
Yeah, that'd be super fun.
Let's see. What's the cost of the class? Is that true? Thank you. Yes. Yeah, I think that's it. Unless, please, if you want, ask a question. All right, folks, that concludes the greatest Toolkit Tuesday in all of history.
Thank you so much, Mark.
Oh, you're welcome, Christy. Anytime. Good to see you guys. Thanks for attending, guys. I appreciate you. I wish you well in your real estate business. Take care of
Thanks, Mark.
yourselves.
Thanks again.
Have a good day.
Thank you.